This video presents select operating and safety procedures for Vermeer LP series vacuum excavation trailers. The components and controls on your machine may look different from those in this video. However, most operating functions are similar. Your Vermeer vacuum excavation trailer is equipped with safety features. However, safe work practices are also necessary for accident prevention. Improper use of the machine could result in death or serious injury. For your safety and the safety of others, always use caution and good judgment. This video is a supplement to the machine's manuals and does not contain all the instructions needed to properly operate your machine. Before operating, all operators must thoroughly read and understand the operator's and maintenance manuals, safety instructions, and safety signs on the machine. Vermeer supplies every machine with 2 operator's manuals. One is in the resource library shipped with your machine. The other is in the black storage box on the machine, so it is always close. While watching this video, stop and review the information at any time and consult your operator's and maintenance manual to reinforce what you have learned. Allow only responsible, properly trained people to operate a vacuum excavator. Learn the controls, operation, and use of the machine under the supervision of a trained and experienced operator. All operators must be familiar with job site safety rules and regulations and must be mentally and physically capable of safely operating the machine. Before going over personal protective equipment, or PPE, remember, wear close-fitting clothes and confine long hair. Remove jewelry such as watches, rings, necklaces, or bracelets. All crew members on the job site must wear the following PPE: safety shoes, wraparound safety glasses or goggles, a hard hat, and hearing protection. Contact your local environmental specialist to determine the required level of hearing protection for your job site. When operating near energized electric lines or underground utilities, always wear electrically insulated boots and gloves. Visually inspect your insulated boots and gloves before each use. Before going over machine operations, let's look at the system controls, including the main control panel, tank and door controls, and the boom wireless remote. The main control panel includes a key switch, throttle fuse, water pump switch and fuse, work lights switch and fuse, hour meter, and fuel gauge. On some models, the throttle control is located on the side of the engine compartment. On other models, it is controlled by a switch on the control panel. The reverse flow lever turns either vacuum or positive pressure on or off. Your Vermeer vacuum excavation trailer also includes a set of controls to operate the rear door that will lock, unlock, open, and close the door, as well as raise and lower the tank. If the safety stop is properly aligned, it will drop into place once the rear door is lifted into the fully open position. If the safety stop does not automatically align, manually engage the stop. You must manually disengage this safety stop before closing the rear door. There are also 2 system gauges on your machine. The vacuum gauge, located on the side of the filtration housing, is a multifunctional gauge. It displays both vacuum and positive pressure. At the hose reel, the water pump pressure gauge displays the pressure being delivered to the dig wand in pounds per square inch. There are 5 valve controls on your machine. The water pressure unloader valve knob adjusts water pressure for the dig wand. The freshwater tank drain valve knob allows the freshwater tanks to be emptied. The fluid selector valve knob selects between water, antifreeze, or off. The dump valve handle drains material from the spoil tank. The CVS filter housing cyclone drain valve handle allows you to drain accumulated material from the CVS filter housing. For vacuum excavation trailers equipped with an optional boom, Vermeer provides both tethered and wireless remotes to control boom functions. See your operator's manual for details and information about the remote functions, batteries, and storage location. What follows is an overview of the startup and shutdown procedures common to most Vermeer LP vacuum excavators. Always follow the procedures specific to your machine as outlined in your operator's manual. Before starting the engine, verify the CVS filter housing drain valve is closed. Make sure the dump valve is closed. Confirm the water pump switch is off. Turn the fluid selector valve to water. Turn the reverse flow lever to neutral. During startup, there are a few steps that differ between gas and diesel engines. For diesel engines, turn the key switch to the engine on position and wait 10 seconds. Turn the key switch to start and release as soon as the engine starts. Do not crank the engine for more than 20 seconds. Allow the starting motor to cool for 1 minute between attempts. For gas engines, turn the key switch to on, then to start, releasing the key switch as soon as the engine starts. Do not crank the engine for more than 10 seconds. Allow the starting motor to cool for 1 minute between attempts. After the engine starts, let it idle to warm up. To shut down an excavation trailer featuring either engine type, with the vacuum off, turn the water pump off. Reduce the throttle to idle. Idle the engine for 5 minutes to help prevent condensation buildup while the vacuum pump is cooling down. Hold the trigger on the high pressure lines. If pressure is not relieved, serious injury may occur when attempting to disconnect the water lines. Make sure water tools are pointed in a safe direction away from all people. Disassemble and properly stow all tools on the machine. With the vacuum off, make sure the dig tube is clear of all spoil, debris, and other material. Disassemble and properly stow the dig tube, high pressure line, and vacuum hose. Turn the key switch to off. Drain the CVS filter housing. Failure to follow the shutdown procedure before you work on the machine can result in unexpected hazards. Prior to excavating, you must prepare the job site and know the estimated location of underground utilities. If a utility cannot be precisely located, it must be shut off by the utility company. Striking an electrical line can cause electrocution. Striking a gas line can cause an explosion. Cutting fiber optic cable could result in eye damage by laser light. Death or serious injury is possible. Call the local one-call system and any utility company that does not subscribe to the one-call system. For areas not represented by One Call Systems International, contact the appropriate utility companies or national regulating authority to locate and mark underground installations. Contact the local site manager if private utilities may be present. Check for adequate overhead and side clearances. Be sure to account for the height of any boom. Depending on roadway regulations or corporate policies, secure proper traffic control. Engine exhaust can asphyxiate or poison, resulting in death or serious injury. Operate the machine outdoors. If it is necessary to operate the engine in an enclosed area, properly vent the exhaust gases. Carbon monoxide fumes from the engine can asphyxiate. Good ventilation is very important. Sparks from the electrical system and engine exhaust can cause an explosion or fire in a flammable or explosive atmosphere. Do not operate the machine in an area with flammable dust or vapors. Before transporting the machine, always perform a visual inspection. The machine must be in good operating condition with all safety equipment installed. See your operator's and maintenance manual, as well as the parts manual for machine inspections, recommended intervals, and procedures. Loss of steering or braking control can result in death or serious injury. Use a towing vehicle that is large enough for sufficient steering and brake control. The towing vehicle should have sufficient suspension capacity to resist downward loads at the hitch during transportation. It must also be equipped with an electric brake controller that automatically applies the towed machine's electric brakes when stopping. The tongue weight and towing capacity vary with different options, water tank levels, and spoil tank material density. See your towing vehicle's manual for weight capacity. Verify that the vehicle and trailer are under the gross vehicle weight rating and follow guidelines for proper gross weight distribution. Before transporting, make sure the spoil tank door is fully closed and latched and all valves are closed. Verify all tools and accessories carried on the vehicle are secured. Verify that the hitch is securely attached. Check that the safety chains are properly crossed under the tongue, not twisted, and are the correct length. Make sure the electrical connector is attached to the towing vehicle and the breakaway switch cable is properly attached. Step back from the machine and check that the trailer is level. The trailer must be level when towing. If you need to adjust the hitch height, remove the hitch bolts. Adjust the hitch to match the towing vehicle height, then replace and tighten the hitch bolts. Check that the highway lights and electric brakes function properly. When transporting, remember to obey all applicable laws regarding the use of lights, the safety chain, and other requirements concerning road use. When you arrive at the job site, check for notices of underground placements, manhole covers, drop boxes, and recent trenching activity. Position the machine on stable, level ground. If operating along a road, properly warn and divert motor vehicle and pedestrian traffic. Use all necessary signs, cones, flag persons, or lighting devices needed for the work situation. Follow all state and local regulations regarding traffic control and safety. Inspect the CVS housing filter and clean if necessary. Inspect the water strainers and clean as necessary. You may also need to clean these periodically during operation if water flow becomes restricted. Refer to your operator's and maintenance manual for cleaning instructions. Position the fluid selector valve to water. For diesel machines, check the engine coolant level. Allow to cool before opening. Hot fluid under pressure can scald. Fill the freshwater tanks with clean water. Make sure the water pump switch is off, the CVS filter housing drain valve is closed, and the dump valve is closed. Retrieve the suction hose from storage and attach it to the 4-inch valve on the back door. Attach the dig tube to the end of the suction hose. Before digging, remember that striking an electrical line or damaging it with a dig wand can result in electrocution or serious injury. When operating near energized electric lines or underground utilities, always wear electrically insulated boots and gloves. Do not allow any part of your body to be in contact with the digging tool except for your insulated gloved hands. If a strike occurs, release the digging tool. Do not touch any part of the vacuum or excavation system. Have someone who is clear of the area contact the utility company to shut off electrical power. Do not allow anyone to approach the machine or towing vehicle. Some breakers automatically reset. Do not assume power has been permanently disconnected until you confirm that the utility company has locked out power to that line. Immediately shut off the engine, evacuate the area, and contact the utility company if a gas line has been struck or flammable gas is present. These conditions could result in an explosion, causing death or serious injury. Do not return until the utility company gives permission to do so. To begin operation, follow the startup procedure. For vacuum only or dry excavation, increase engine speed to full RPM and swing the reverse flow lever to vacuum. Place the vacuum tool in or near the material to be vacuumed. During excavation, frequently lift the hose and check the vacuum gauge to verify that it is as close to zero as possible while the system is pulling clean air. For hydro excavation, unwind the high-pressure water hose from the reel. With the engine idling, turn the water pump on and allow the water to flow for about 10 seconds to flush debris from the water line, then turn the water pump off. Now, connect the dig wand to the end of the high-pressure water hose. Turn the water pump on. Set the throttle to full RPM. High-pressure water can penetrate skin. Serious injury is possible. Keep the nozzles away from the body. Fluid injected under the skin must be removed immediately by a surgeon familiar with this type of injury. Turn the water pressure unloader valve knob clockwise to increase water pressure. Turn the knob counterclockwise to decrease water pressure. Move the reverse flow lever to vacuum. Position the dig wand immediately above the desired digging location. Squeeze the dig wand trigger to supply high-pressure water for digging. Move the dig wand in a circular motion to excavate material. As the dig wand descends, occasionally release the trigger and remove from the hole. Alternate between using the dig wand and the dig tube until the utility is located or excavation is complete. Stop vacuuming when the spoil level in the spoil tank reaches the top of the sight glass. When you finish excavating, turn off the water pump and pull the dig wand trigger to release water pressure. Verify the dig tube is free of all spoil and debris. Using the wash wand, clean all tools and hoses. Turn the water pump off. Relieve pressure from the wash wand and reduce engine speed to idle. Stow all tools and hoses, then complete the shutdown procedure. Establish a plan and site for disposing materials in the spoil tank before you begin excavating. After arriving at the disposal site, position the machine relative to the dump location. Follow the startup procedure. Open the dump valve to drain liquid spoil. Fully unlock the rear door. Stay away from the door when dumping. Fully open the rear door. Make sure the hydraulic cylinder lock bar is in place. If the safety stop is properly aligned, it will automatically engage once the rear door fully opens. If the safety stop is not properly aligned, rotate the lever clockwise to engage the stop. Fully raise the tank. After emptying the tank, use the wash wand to clean the excavator. Confined spaces will cause suffocation. Use proper confined space procedures for entering, or stay out of the collection tank. Verify there is no debris hanging on the ball valve assembly. Check that the rear door seal is clean. When you finish cleaning the tank, Make sure all personnel are clear of the spoil tank and door. And keep hands away from pinch points. A raised load can crush. Manually disengage the rear door safety lock by rotating the lever counterclockwise. Then lower the tank. You must fully lower the tank before closing the rear door. Fully close and lock the rear door. Close the dump valve. Shut down the machine as instructed by your operator's and maintenance manual. Vermeer supplies every new vacuum excavation trailer with an operator's and maintenance manual that provides important operation and safety information. If you suspect something is wrong with the machine, stop use and contact your independent authorized Vermeer dealer. Do not take chances with your safety by continuing to use a machine that needs maintenance or repair. Safe work practices are an important part of accident prevention. Do your part in following these procedures for your safety and the safety of others.